Hello, hello, hello. Come on in the room. Hello to all of my Facebook saints, my YouTube saints, and my Sunday school dropouts. I hope you have had a wonderful and fabulous weekend. My name's Brandolyn. For anyone who's brand new, we just love having new family. So make sure that you shout out, let us know that you're new and where you're from so that we can show you some love. But hey, family, I hope all is well. Come on in here so we can do some talking. I've missed you. And you know the rule. As soon as you get in the room, please make sure to leave a comment so that I know you're here. Because it takes a minute for everybody to come in. So, we always do a little quick chit chat. And while we're waiting for everyone to get here, I want you all to see this new picture. I don't. Sydney made sure we had a new picture for this week. I don't know if you can see it really well, but it is a lady and she's crying gold tears. Is what I can gather. If she wasn't making her lunch, I'd have her come in here and give us an explanation. But here you go. Hello, Brandy. Brandy said from one softball mama to another. Brandy, we had a rain out last week. God is good, isn't he? I've never been so happy to see rain in all my life. Hallelujah. I'm just happy we got a small break. But I will be right there on the softball field Tuesday. We have batting practice tomorrow. And then a game on Tuesday. Hi, Brent. Hello from Cookeville, Tennessee, right up the street. Let me tell you, Cookeville has the most restaurants per square mile I have ever seen in my life. My goodness, I had a good time in Cookeville. Was eating. That's what I love to do. Did I see my Tina on here? Hello, Tina and Margaret Ann. I will make sure to let her know that you like her picture. Hold on. Let's see here. We got new people, family. Hello, my name is Bernicia. Sister Little. How about that? So I don't mess it up. I've got one of those names too, so I'm not going to mess it up. But we are so happy to have you all the way from North Carolina. We are going to have some fun. Hey, Katie from Michigan. What part? What part of Michigan are you in? Make sure to let us know. Well, listen, family, we have a lot of things to cover tonight. Hello, my Trina. I hope all is well with you. Where'd your comment go? It slipped past me. Oh, shares. You call it Restaurant Road? Templeton had a good time just eating the whole time I was there. Hello, Renita from Richmond, Virginia. I hope all is well with you too. Oh, we've got a lot of new people on here tonight. Okay, Bay City, Michigan. Is it here or here? Or is it in the upper? Let me know. Okay, let's see here. Hi, my Daniel. I hope you're enjoying your summer break. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started because there's a lot we have to cover. Hi, Catherine. Hope all is well with you in Carolina Beach, North Carolina. Oh, I love your last name, Angela. Dance. Just dance. I love it. The first thing I want to do is thank you again for all the birthday wishes. We actually finished celebrating our birthday today, and I have a never again video or a never again that I'm going to share with you all. I know normally I post a video, but I'm going to just tell y'all about it. So get ready for that. But I also want to thank everybody for watching the first episode of Get Your Shine On. That video, if you didn't get a chance to see it, it was a wonderful inspirational story by a dear friend of mine, Dr. Katie Wingate, and it will be posted on my website. And here it is, www.bschrop.com. And it'll be posted this week. So you're able to go there and watch it, okay? It's no longer on my page, but it will live on my website. So just go there if you want to see it. Now, hi, Kayla. I'm loving all these new people, family. Let's see here. Cindy, your daughter's painting is amazing. She's very talented. Well, thank you. And I will make sure to let her know. If you're new, Sydney tends to show us her new pictures all the time. AJ, I don't know why. Can everybody hear me? Can you give me a heart if you're on Facebook, if you can hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, okay? I want to make sure that I can be heard. I'm sorry, AJ. But for anyone who is brand new, okay, anyone that's brand new, I want to make sure that you know what's going on. The first thing that we always do is something called Bless Your Heart. Now, I've noticed on here tonight, we have a lot of people from all over the place. So if you don't know what that term means, it is a Southern term. Bless your heart applies to a lot of things, but typically it's an insult. If you ever grew up in a house where your parents were real good and they told you if you have nothing good to say, don't say something at all, to replace that, you can just say, bless your heart. You know, when you see somebody, I think I always use the example, somebody that's singing and they can't sing, but as far as they're concerned, they are cutting an album. They're going to get a Billboard award. Oh, bless your heart. So I have a bless your heart story that I want to share with you all. And you all tell me who gets the award for bless your heart. Okay, so people can't hear me. Good. Okay, I had to pull this one up. I got this from the odd news section on Fox News, foxnews.com. Okay, that's where this came from. So you guys can go and read this article because I'm going to kind of go through it quickly. This bless your heart comes from the UK, and it actually is going to kind of start off the theme of tonight. Okay, Shannon says, I say bless your heart a lot. It gets you out of trouble, doesn't it? Well, let's see who gets the Bless Your Heart award for this one. In the UK, this is where this happened. Let me scroll to the very top of the story. Hold on, y'all. In Sheffield, UK. And some of you all may have seen this story in passing. There was a set of neighbors, okay? They had been neighbors for 25 years. And evidently, right before the pandemic, or in the midst of the pandemic, one neighbor had had enough, okay? There was a tree that separated their yards. And one neighbor was upset because that tree was causing a lot of birds to collect, and those birds were making noises, and those birds were dropping gifts in the driveway, if you understand what I'm saying, okay? The gift that just keeps giving. That's what this tree was. And evidently, this had become an issue for these neighbors. The neighbor who wanted to keep this tree, is last name is Mystery, okay? Bharat Mystery. And he wanted to keep the tree. And he kept trying to come up with a solution. He said, well, we can round it out. We can put a net on it. But homeboy, this neighbor had enough. And so what did he do? This is the pettiest thing I have ever heard. He hired a company to come in, and he literally cut half the tree. So all of the branches that were over on his yard, he cut them off. So now if you're driving down the street, you see half of a full luscious tree, and this other side it's no tree. Nothing's there. It's gone. It's gone. So who gets the award for this one? The neighbor who has a green thumb, if you will, and wanted to keep this tree, or the neighbor who'd had enough and pulled out his petty, that was so petty, that was Mr. Teddy Pettygrass, that's what we're going to say, Petty LaBelle, and cut half this tree. Who gets the award? Now, initially, the neighbor who wanted to keep the tree and his family were very upset because evidently they've been neighbors for 25 years and this didn't seem to be such a problem. But it sounds like to me, this was a problem the whole time. And this man's been sitting on it for 25 years. He just now said something. So it sounds like to me, it's been a lack of communication. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what tonight's theme is. Oh, Kelly Jo says, neither neighbor, the poor tree. The poor tree gets it. Okay, you say the tree. Belinda says the neighbor that cut half the tree gets the bless your heart. Let's see here. I'm going to have to scroll back up just a little bit. Mr. Pettygrass, the neighbor that cut the tree gets the bless your heart. Kimberly said, so the tree had to suffer the consequences. Mm-hmm. And you know, I'm not even going to try to say that word. Horticulturist. I don't plant trees. I don't know why I'm going for big words today. I know better. Listen, sometimes you don't have to aim high. Just get the low-bearing fruit. The person who planted the tree. I don't do trees like that. I don't know about trees to that extent, but I would think if you cut half of it, you've killed the other half. So, yeah, I think the tree will die. Oh, you're not late. You right on time, Kelly. Let's see here. Both of them. You know who I'm going to give the award to? Leanne says, you're too cute. I love Thank you. Love you right back. I'm going to give the award to the poor birds. They're the ones walking around homeless. Somebody couldn't stay in that tree. Natalie. I believe that is fitting. But guess what I'm going to say? The people who have knowledge about trees won't get me to say something wrong. Oh, see, Diane, you're going to kick up the petty another notch, add a birdhouse to Mr. Pettigrass side. You could. Hey, you know what? I think that's a great idea. And what you could do is say, I hate this tree caused so much friction in our relationship. And I just want to make sure that you know there's no hard feelings. So I put up a bird feeder on your side. That sounds great. Sounds great. Hi, Wilma. I hope all is well. Well, it's the way the article read. It sounds like the neighbor who wanted to keep the tree felt like it came out of nowhere. But in my opinion, this is probably something that's been building up over 25 years, and the neighbor just never said anything. And you got to communicate. Communication is the key, okay? And trust me on that. That is the theme of tonight. I believe the tree gets the bless your heart based on the comments you guys have made. Yes, the pandemic has made people crazy. Well, let me ask you this, Sarah. Is it that the pandemic made people crazy, or is it that they were crazy and the pandemic just helped bring it on out? Just curious. But let's see here. I'll get one more comment in and then we'll go. The tree cutting guys who had to cut the tree and know it would look odd. Here's my question, Rachel. When the man called and said, I want you to cut half this tree, only cut what's hanging over on my side, did he get a 50% off discount? I'm just asking. That too deep? Just curious. Well, listen, we are all crazy. Absolutely, Lord. Absolutely. We all are touch crazy. And I agree. I embrace my crazy. And I encourage everyone else to. That's what's wrong, in my opinion. It's okay to be a little crazy. It's the people that don't realize they're crazy. Now, they are the ones we got. It's the people in denial. Rachel said, I hope they charged him full price. Agreed. Well, let me tell you all my never again story. And then, no. Let's switch this up about communication. I have an Ask Brandolyn letter that, every now and then I'll go through my email and pull out a good one. Ooh, are y'all ready? I need some hearts in the comments if you guys are ready for this letter. Since we have a lot of new people on here tonight, I want to make sure you understand what this is. You can, you can't. I'll give you my new email address soon, okay? But because of the website, I've switched my email address. But people will write in and just anything that they needed help with or wanted advice from, they would send it to me and I'd read the letter so that we can kind of give them advice. And this is something that I think we've all experienced or gone through at one time or another, okay? So prepare yourselves. I don't know if the person is on here tonight, but I know that they'll catch the rerun. The one thing that I always say as a disclaimer, this is a no judgment zone, okay? So we don't talk about charged issues, and we also don't judge each other. We don't, make comments that are too critical. So here we go. The first line. Now listen, I just said don't judge. And the first line of this one about got me. It almost got me, seriously. My mother-in-law has been living with us for the past few years. Let's start praying right there. Okay. She fell on some hard times and was only supposed to be with us a year or so. She has recently strained my marriage. Strained my marriage. She constantly offers her opinion and privacy. What's that? The problem is my husband feels guilty for even thinking about asking her to move out. She helps with the kids and occasionally cooks. But I remind him the kids were taken care of before she moved in. And he clearly has never missed a meal. So I guess she has a big boy for a husband. My husband's dad passed away my husband's dad passed away years before we got married and left him some money, which he spent. Now his mom holds that over his head because she has no money to live off of. I think my husband made poor decisions. However, the money was left to him, not her. He works 2 jobs to support our family, and when he is home, he is tired or sleep. That leaves me to deal with my mother-in-law. And she put an exclamation point. Every time we talk about it, there's an argument. I'm assuming she means her and her husband. He reminds me I let my sister move in with her kids and didn't even talk to him about it. But that was an emergency, and she was out in 6 months. I need to find a way to get through to him. I should not dread coming home. I am trying to hold my tongue, but I am miserable. Help. Ooh. Okay, if all hearts and minds are clear, where do y'all want to start with this one? Kathy said it best. Oh, Lord. I agree, Kathy. Oh, Teresa said I would help a pack. I would. Let's see here. Hi, Roro. I'm glad you made it. I love next door to mine. I think you're saying I live next door to mine. Is that what you're saying? Yes, Margaret Ann said, I live next door to mine. Send her packing, sister. Mary says couple counseling. Let's see here. This is great. Okay, my mom, who is on here, just went, okay. Let's see here. Is there separate living conditions? Miss Christine, I did not get a chance to ask this lady any questions, but the fact that she's left to entertain her mom when her husband is asleep makes me think there is not, like she may have a room in the house. Family counseling is what Valerie says. Now, Valerie, is this counseling and the couple counseling, is this before or after she gets arrested? Just curious. Kelly Joe says, I am so thankful for having the best mother-in-law. I truly have been blessed. No advice from me. Okay, well, Kelly, I know you have the best mother-in-law, but think of it if it was his sister, or another family member. What would you do? Because I see this from several different angles. So I want to know what you all think. Take mother-in-law to church. Talk to her there. Now, wait a minute, Lori. We're going to have to make sure that the person who sent this letter knows. When you say take her to church, you mean to sit on the pew next to you, not in a coffin. Correct? Don't kill her. Just Don't take her to church via coffin. Just sit her on the pew next to you and tell her she is going to get her and her son out of, take her to church before you tell her that. Got it. Faith says, I need to take a few deep breaths before I give an answer. Ida, that's a never again moment. Never again will we let family move in. Never again. True. People don't understand that. You love family, but you have to have boundaries. I agree 100%. Renita says, Margaret says, I've not been married, so I'm just praying for you. Renita says, how about have a conversation with mom? Tell her in love that their marriage is theirs alone, and unwarranted advice brings discord in the family dynamic. Oh, okay. Renita, could you tell that? Do you have a mother-in-law? I'm just curious. Could you tell that to your mother-in-law? Yo, this is so good. Oh, okay. Oh, Valerie says, sounds like mother-in-law needs to understand the boundaries and needs some financial counseling to move out and to be independent. Woo. Miss Christine says, family intervention. Yes, and I hope it's not by way of the police. Sarah, sounds like the three of them need to sit down, talk about concerns, and form a realistic plan for getting mother-in-law back on her own. I agree with you, Sarah, but I'm going to go a step further. Before the three of them sit down, I think the husband and wife need to sit down first, because they have to be a united front in order to talk to the mother-in-law. And I get it. I feel that the son probably does harbor, because there's so many layers to this. I mean, I'm sure that when the money was given to him, she didn't say this, but the money could have been given to him at a time to say, use this money to take care of your mom, or use this money in a way and make sure your mom is taken care of. If he spent it all and now he's matured and changed in life, that can cause a lot of guilt, a lot of guilt. And so I don't know if sitting down with the three of them without them being a united front first, that could really backfire on her. Okay, so let me ask this question. We'll take it from all three angles. Do you think the mother-in-law is aware of what she's doing? Okay. And the reason I ask this is because sometimes even in the letter, she talked about she's trying to hold her tongue and she's trying to hold it in. Have you ever been really upset with someone about something, or they do something that annoys you, and instead of you dealing with the situation, you try to hold it in? You just keep holding it in. And then one day, you're mad at them because they don't respect your boundaries. But one day they left a coffee cup sitting on the table, and now there's a ring on the table, and you are going crazy screaming about a coffee cup, and they're looking at you like, what is wrong with you? And it's not the coffee cup. It's because you held your tongue for so long. So that's what I don't know. Do you think the mother-in-law really knows what she's doing, or has the wife held her tongue for so long that she may not even be aware? Let's see what Trina says. Trina says, seems like mother-in-law is also upset that her son, dad, left the money to him and possibly not her. I'm with you on that one too. So there's a little bit of resentment in the air, a little aroma of resentment. I agree. Oh, okay. All right. She said, hell yeah. She wants to be all up in their business. Margaret Ann said some mother-in-laws can be manipulative. Oh gosh, y'all are so funny. I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but okay. Kept half a treat event for sure. Bless your heart. Kelly says, well, no judging. We don't live in that house. I'd let the mother stay. It would be hard to ask her to leave. Oh, you would? That's so kind of you. Okay, so I think we think the mother might be being manipulative, even if it's not directed towards the wife. Maybe it's just directed towards the son. How do we feel about the son? What do we think he needs to do? I think he needs to get over his guilt first, but that's just me. Let's see here. Katie said, we went through something similar with my brother-in-law. He wouldn't leave. Couldn't flick that boogie if you wanted to, huh, Katie? We had a conversation with him, and he said we had helped enough and gave him a date to move out. Our marriage was on the rocks, now doing well, and celebrated 17 years yesterday. Well, congratulations. Happy anniversary to you. Tina just said she got to go. She got to go. As simple as that. I mean, y'all, I'm trying to work it. How do we feel about the husband? Christy says, may have given it to the son because she was bad with the money. Well, evidently it's hereditary because he sure spent it. He spent it, you know. Tina said, not married, never been married, don't see it in my future either. But honestly, I know that in this particular situation, it's about a marriage. This can happen to anybody. Y'all know that, right? This situation doesn't necessarily have to be that way. Let's see here. It doesn't have to be a husband and wife. It could just be your sister. It could be your own mom. Stop being a mama's boy. Kelly Jo has called him a mama's boy. Okay, yes, ma'am. Let's see here. Start placing a... Just come home and, oh, look what was in the mail today. Shady Pines Assisted Living. Come on, Sophia. It's time for you to go. Picture this, 1962. I'm with you. I get it. I'm sorry. I love the Golden Girls. Let's see here. Okay. Maybe she is lonely, the mother-in-law. That's okay. I understand, but there's too much technology. But they have apps where you can meet people. Plenty of fish, over 50. I mean, there's too many apps. She just needs to swipe left, swipe right. She can find some friends. Oh, let's see here. Okay. I'm just asking. Okay, so we think mama's being manipulative. And I'm giving pointers for this person. Mama's being manipulative. You definitely need to have a conversation with your husband and then the three. And he needs to quit being a mama's boy, man up. Okay. Roro said maybe he's not going to do it because he feels guilty about spending that money. That's what she's saying. So we got to get him. We got to get him to let go of that guilt or stop being a mama's boy, as it was said, and do what he needs to do. Yes, and Trina, I agree with you 100%. Whatever the case, the three need to talk with all honest thoughts. Ooh. Do you think it's possible in this type of situation where there's so much on the line and so many feelings for three people who have very strong feelings to talk without another party there? I know earlier we mentioned counseling. Now, and let me just say this too. Let me move down. Y'all are hilarious. Y'all have put mama out. Shady Pines. Here we go. Okay. The one thing that I will also say, as someone who is married, even though my fingers, I don't have on my ring today. The one thing she did that I don't agree with is allowing her sister to move in without talking to him. And I understand it was an emergency. We don't know the circumstances. House could have burned. Could have been an abusive relationship. Anything. Oh, Sydney, I will definitely tell her that you love her portrait. She will be so happy. But you're just like you two, just like you feel like he's not listening to you. I don't think you respected him either. There's boundaries all the way around. And it all goes back, to communication. Communicate. Definitely need a moderator. Oh, well, we might have him on the show and just get some popcorn and sit back and watch. I'm teasing. Absolutely not. Let's see here. Nancy says 3 is an old number. Very difficult for him to take sides. And that's what I feel so sorry for this man, because you are stuck because that's your mama and this is your wife. Now, when you said I do, you were supposed to remove yourself from your mama, but he, of course, feels a sense of responsibility because that is a woman who birthed him. So that is, that's a lot. That is a lot. Let's see here. A third party they will all respect will be helpful to facilitate the conversation. Yes. Yes. A lack of communication. That is exactly it. So I think we've given them, I need a close up of the artwork, please. Oh, yes. Yes, Miss D. I will definitely give you a close up of the artwork. There you go. Can you see it really good? Give me a heart if you can see it. Someone asked for a close up. She's getting pretty good at this, isn't she? So that's today's drawing. I need to know who is crying gold. That's what I need to know. Anyway. Oh, I wish I knew what you. I'm so sorry, Sandy. I read the letter in the beginning. It's the situation of a mother-in-law who the wife is ready for her mother-in-law to move out and can't quite figure out how to get her husband on board with that decision. Okay, so I hope that's helpful to you. But I think what we've concluded is that communication is the key. Now, let me tell you my never again story that will put all of this in perspective, okay, and put a pretty bow on it. Oh, and nobody even knows this never again. So today, my husband and I, our birthdays are a day apart. His birthday is June 22nd. Mine is June 20, or excuse me, 2 days apart, June 24th. And today, his parents took us out to eat for our birthdays. All right. So we go to this restaurant and it was wonderful. Great, great restaurant. We went to a place in Jasper, Tennessee called Top of the Rock. Okay. Great. The scenery alone, it's beautiful, but you literally drive to the top of Jasper Mountain to get to this restaurant. So we're sitting there, we eat. Unfortunately, when we first got there, it was the brunch menu. So we had to wait for them to switch over to lunch or to the dinner menu. So by the time dinner menu rolled around, we were all starving, okay? I don't think I have ever wolfed down a hamburger that fast in my life, right? But it was delicious. So all I was thinking about was how good that hamburger was. Now, we rode with his parents, okay? Keep that in mind. So once we get back in the car and it's time to go home, you know, that burger that I ate so fast was sitting right here. But as we begin to descend off of that mountain, that burger began to move. Okay. So it began to sit towards the bottom of my stomach. And I said to my husband, who evidently didn't hear me, why don't we roll the windows down? Because I could see where this situation was going and it wasn't going to be good for anybody in this car. Okay. Hey, Joey. But he did not hear that. As a matter of fact, they put on the air even harder. Do you all understand how hard it is to sit on one butt cheek and squeeze the other one because you are afraid of what might happen if you move? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I felt like I was going to burn through the leather if I had moved 1 inch. Do you understand? So my mother-in-law is trying to talk to me and I'm giving one-word answers. Y'all, I got a cramp in my butt cheek from squeezing it together so hard. Do you understand? Yes, Kelly. Kelly, yes, this was a flashback to Jamaica. All I should have done, all I needed to communicate to that my husband was let the window down for the safety of everyone. Unless y'all want some permed nostril hairs, let the window down. Okay? My child was in the back seat. Okay? She had weave in her hair. She has braids. And that weave is flammable. So I don't want to hurt my child, but I need some relief. Do you understand? Never again am I going to sit in silence. This is my family. Do you understand? Now I got a cramp in my butt and I'm just trying to just make it to get out the car. All because I didn't have sense enough to say either pull over or let a window down. Communicate. That is the moral of that story. Communication is the key. Tina said Code Brown. Yes. Communication is the key. Oh, Lord, Sydney was probably, if she had known, she would have laughed, but she had her headphones in. Poor child. She was in the face of danger and didn't even know it. Oh, let's see here. Y'all gonna need counseling after that. Absolutely. They're gonna need a lot of counseling because, oh, how about took out? How do, how do you explain that? These people were so nice to take us out to dinner, and now I'm about to assault them. I can't do that. Never, ever again. My mama says, why didn't you let the window down on your side? I couldn't. I have a nephew that my mother-in-law keeps all the time. And so the child lock was on. You should know I tried that first, but I couldn't. I couldn't. You know the story. I'm a Sunday school dropout, y'all, so bear with me. But there's a story in the Bible that talks about Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, and how they went to the fiery furnace. It was gonna be one up. How did they get out? They started dancing and praising the Lord. Well, that was about to be the only way that my husband and my in-laws made it out. Okay, I'm done. Just communicate, people. Just communicate. That's all I'm saying. When you choose not to communicate and you hold stuff in, you hurt yourself. And there's a way you can get around it, okay? That's it. Communicate with your neighbors, communicate with your husband, and clearly communicate with everyone in the vehicle with you if there's about to be a rumble in the jungle, if you know what I mean. Teresa said, just look innocent and ask who did that. No, I couldn't have. That burger with them onions, it would have been obvious. It would have been obvious because my child was going to be passed out in the back on that third seat. Okay. Again, sitting like this. Trying to talk. Getting hot, sweating. Okay. Mama says I should have just let it rip and blame Daniel. I should have. Lord, let me let y'all go. I'm getting hot now just thinking about what happened. I hope that we were able to help the lady who wrote this. And I hope that you all learned something tonight too. Doesn't matter if it's your husband. Doesn't matter if it's your mother-in-law if you don't have one. When something is affecting you to the point that it affects your quality of life, be it a tree, be it a person, or some unrelenting gas, whatever it is, communicate. Communicate. I didn't even know we could put a pretty bow on it like that tonight, but we were able to. Okay. Oh, yes. There will be no Shadrach and Meshachs and the Bendigos or the Billy Goats, as I said when I was little, anymore. I'm just going to speak up. You guys know exactly what I'm going to say. But before I do, my prayer for each person is tonight, if there's something that is heavy on your heart, if there's something that truly is affecting the quality of your life, that you know and have the bravery and the courage to communicate in the right spirit, because that's key. You can't just say it. You have to say it in the right spirit. And the other part of that prayer is that whatever you say, as long as you're saying it in the right spirit, that the other person is able to receive it so that things can change. Now, get your shine on. You know that's what I'm going to say. Thank you for saying it for me. And I will see you on Wednesday. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I'll see you on Wednesday.